Okay, here's the Phantom of the Opera Playfield Swap Part 2. And I came across something here I figured I should video for you guys. I've gotten pretty much this whole thing torn down except the wiring harness and then pop bumper bodies. And those are coming soon. But one thing I wanted to show you, I just kind of pulled this old pillow out here to show the white. But essentially these ball guides are all over the playfield, and you'll notice this is a Data East game and they're cleated. These cleated ball guides, if pulled out, like pliers, pulled out of the wood, essentially those cleats would do some damage. They'd pull some of the wood out of the playfield. So you kind of got to go about this depending on what playfield you have. This is the Data East playfield. So one thing you'll notice, I have a ball guide left in here, and I'll show you on this playfield here. You'll notice there's one right there. So here's this ball guide, and I've already kind of started to tap it out, but basically you'll see these cleats, and they'll tear that wood up on this side. They'll kind of pull up the artwork. I had to kind of put this playfield at an angle and put some padding here on against this table. Here's the swap I'm doing. Here's the clear-coated playfield, and I'll show you that in a second. But I got to get these ball guides out and then back into the other playfield. So let me show you that real quick. And basically, if you'll notice on Data East playfields, here's my spot. Ugh. You will see that the ball guides themselves, let me make sure I have the right spot here. Yeah, here they are. If you can see my finger there, there's holes all the way through. Now I've already kind of started tapping with a nail, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to use a nail. And one thing I like to do is when I pick the nail or the thing to use to pound those out from the bottom side, I kind of want to pick the nail so it's smaller gauge than, see if this will work. It's a little bit smaller gauge than the material I'm using, so you probably won't be able to tell that here. If I use this bigger one, that's about the exact same gauge, as the cleat, or as the ball guide. When you do that, it may just have a hard time going back in the playfield when you want to mount those back in. So what I decided to do is I use a little bit smaller nail to do that. So I'm going to show you that here. So I'm going to grab this nail, and I'm going to put that nail, I'll put that nail right in here. Okay, and it's going to dangle a little bit. And then we're going to gently tap, and that should come out pretty good. So I'm going to try and do this with one hand. Probably not the smartest thing in the world, but we'll see what happens here. And I've got this playfield mounted goofy, so I'm not going to hit it very hard. Oh, sorry. Okay, my nail fell out. But it went all the way through here, so which is fine. And there comes that cleat. See the cleat? It's out. It didn't damage the wood. And it's going to go back in okay. Now this one, I'm pulling on it, and it's pretty tight. So we'll go back in here. Whoops. My camera work's going to be a little shoddy for just a second. Put that back in there. Like so. And we're just going to tappy tap. Okay. Let's go take a look here. The cleats are out, and the ball guide just pops out. And you'll see it didn't damage the wood on the top side. So that's really your best bet to pound those ball guides out. Now, let's take them up here and look at the playfield. I gotta stand up. Alright, I got this playfield on the rotisserie, and these ball guides are going to go right here. Now this is a clear-coated playfield. This playfield was touched up and then cleared. And you'll see those holes there are, they got a lot of clear in them. So I need to drill those out. And I drill them out just a little bit smaller than this ball guide here. And then I just tap those very slowly in with a hammer. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a small drill bit and go boom and boom. Just hit those real quick. I can show you that. I've already got the drill bit measured. So I'm really just wanting to get through the top level of that clear. Because obviously the clear didn't go below the playfield very much. So I don't want to drill it out so much and risk the hole not being good. Now, get that stuff out of the way. I don't want to pound that in there. But the trick is, you can see this, the holes don't line up right away because this thing was bent at some point. So we're going to fix that. And I'll tap that in with a hammer, and I can't do that with one hand, so I'll wait and do it here. The other one goes up here. Whoops, up here. And you'll see that on my next video. But this is coming along pretty good. You know, I've replaced a lot of the plastics. Obviously the playfield touch-up looks wonderful. But replace a lot of the posts and LEDs, and obviously use the Titan silicone rubbers. And so I just got a few plastics in there, but I'm putting on all kinds of new stuff. So here's kind of the next level here. This is a new old stock organ flap, and then here is, I put Mylar, because this likes to get chewed up and edged. As evidence, here's the old one. You can see the old one. That's Phantom of the Opera. That's pretty common. That ball just peens that and hits it pretty hard. And now we have a brand nice new old stock one in there, and Mylar to protect it. So that's phase 2 of the Phantom of the Opera install. And just wanted to show you that ball guide trick, and hopefully that helps someone. See ya.